I just want to start off thanking Christopher Johnson, Mike McCagnon, the rest of the Jets organization. I know it was a long process for you guys, a lot of candidates. I know it was a lot of tireless nights. I know we had a couple late night FaceTime sessions there at the end, which is always fun when you kind of think it might be the call and it's not. So that was a good start. It was a long 9 days, long 10 days. I know my family was eager for me to get out of the house for sure. You know, I'd like to thank my wife Jennifer, my 3 kids. I know that it's been a tough road for them the last couple days, just trying to figure out where we were going to be. And I appreciate them sticking with me. I'm excited to get going. I know it's a ways away before we get players in here, but you can feel the energy in the building. Today's been a great day. And really at the end of the day, we're here for one reason. Our process started a couple days ago, and we'll see what it brings to us.
Thank you, Coach. At this time, I'd like to open it up for questions from the media. We have microphones that will be passed out. Once called, please state your name and your outlet. After the Q&A, we will have photo opportunities and breakout availabilities as well. Chris?
Brian Costello from the New York Post and WFAN. Adam, just curious, what lessons do you feel like you learned from your time in Miami that you will apply now in your second crack at being a head coach?
Well, over 3 years, you're going to have mistakes that you make, and really, it could be either a mental note or really you start creating that list from year to year. And it's really started in this first part of the process. We have trying to put a coaching staff together. You know, it's the first thing I learned first go around is don't get impatient. Don't think you have to rush to get into that. We got to get this guy hired. We got to get this hired. Just go through your process. Make sure if we got to interview guys, we interview guys. I think that's just the start of many of the things that I've learned in that first go around. It's a long list because football, there's a lot of things, a lot of moving parts. And every time we encounter something, we're going to learn from it, and then we're going to move on, and we're going to correct it.
Right here in the middle.
So for Christopher Joe Rivera, Sporting News, what specifically about Adams, you mentioned the roadmap to success, what specifically aligned with what you guys want to do and what you guys envision?
The New York Post, congratulations. Obviously, a large reason you were brought here was the quarterback here, Sam. I'm just kind of wondering if you can tell us what you've seen in him in the short period of time that you've had to scout him and whatnot, and what your conversations with him have been like.
The majority of the things that I've already looked at have been his pro tape. Obviously, us preparing for him for 2 games was kind of really a jump start for me. He was one of the guys that we actually thought was going to be gone way before we ever picked. We focused on a couple other guys that we thought possibly could fall to us at 11. And I've been able to, especially in the last few days, really hammer out as much tape as I could on him and start looking at the things that I've seen him do really well, some of the things that we could possibly work on. And really it's going to start with him. I mean, that's an obvious statement. And I'm excited because this is really the first time I've been able to get with a guy this young, this early in his career. You know, we're going into year 2. And, I mean, he's hungry for knowledge. He wants to be coached, which when you have a type of player that does have the physical traits, this is an exciting thing for me to go through.
Manish.
Manish Mehta, New York Daily News. Christopher, along those lines,
Adam, when you look at this Jets team, one of the issues has been its inability to finish games. What are you going to do to fix that? And when you look at this team from afar, what was the issue there, and how do you plan on getting this team across the finish line in a lot of those close games that they were not able to finish?
You know, one of the things that I lean on, and I'm just going off my past experience over the last 3 years. That was something we took a lot of pride in, and being 20-6 over the last, in one-score games in 3 years, that was something that group took a lot of pride in, and it started in practice. It started in our preparation, and really developing the mindset of when we get to that fourth quarter, and we're in a tight game, we're going to come out on top, and really. It comes down to that. It's just that mental focus and putting the work and making sure that everybody's on the same page. You're all striving to get the same thing done, and whether you need that stop or you need that touchdown in a 2-minute drive, you're able to accomplish it, but it all starts with the preparation.
Rich?
For Adam, Rich Samini, ESPN.com. Adam, in Miami, you had control over the 53-man roster, which you won't have here. Why would you agree to the setup the way it is here? And secondly, how do you think it could impact your coaching?
Yeah, I was good. I don't even think I asked. That was not something I was really interested in. That's just kind of how it worked out in Miami. That was something that was really almost offered up of, we think this is the way we should go, and in Miami and here I didn't even ask. I just knew coming in here it was going to be a team effort to make sure that I do my part, which is coach the team, do everything I can to help bring in good players, and when my opinion was asked, give my opinion. And that's what you're looking for. You're looking for that kind of collaboration.
Connor?
Yeah, Adam, Connor Hughes with The Athletic New York. Now that you are this team's head coach, what is your top priority? Like, what's the first thing you want to accomplish?
Putting a coaching staff together. That's where we have to start. We can't skip steps and start evaluating the roster before we even have coaches here. And that's really going to be our number one priority, is getting coordinators and then working our way down after that. And once we get that accomplished, then we'll be able to do our evaluations, and then we move into free agency. So we got a long ways to go. The coaching staff's the number one priority, though, right now.
Go ahead.
Adam, Tina Cervasier from Fox 5 News. We've heard Chris say how you were the man for the job. They knew right away. But as you started interviewing, what made the Jets the right landing place for you for this head coaching job?
Well, the number one thing for me was a young quarterback. And I also think the knowledge of playing these guys over the last 3 years. And that was interesting for me to stay in division. When you know your opponents right out the gate, and you've been on one of the other teams that you're not going to end up playing. To me, that was very intriguing. And like I said, I've worked with older quarterbacks, guys in the middle of their career, and I've never really had the opportunity to work with somebody that's fresh out of the draft, basically, and does have a year experience. And I was excited to get that kind of opportunity, and really knowing the division that helps, and knowing this defense, just because we've had to prepare for that. I'm probably going to have to take more time learning the offense more than anything.
Bruce?
Adam, Bruce Beck, WNBC TV. Why do you feel you can succeed where others have failed here with the Jets?
Yeah, really, at the end of the day, it's going to be about our staff's work ethic, the process that we're going to create, the collaboration we'll have with the front office. That gives you the best opportunity to have success. And really on Sundays, it's all about wins and losses. And it's going to be the preparation leading up to that. That's going to be key for us.
Kim?
Christopher, hi. Kim Jones from NFL Network. Hi, right in front of you.
Talking about how you know this division and that kind of appealed to you. There's a team that's dominated this division for a long time in the Patriots, and you've been trying for the last 3 years to topple them. How do you do it?
Well, it's going to start with putting a good coaching staff together. I mean, we have to go through our process, and right now it's not the time for us to focus exactly on, hey, how do we beat this one team? I mean, it's a 16-game schedule. We have to do a great job putting this thing together to where we give ourselves a chance to win the division. You win the division, that gives you an opportunity to get in that tournament, and then after that, it's just the team that wants it most. And, obviously they've had unbelievable success. There's good reason why. Going against those guys the last 3 years, it's a challenge, but it's a challenge that if you're in coaching, you want that. If you're a player, you want that. And I think, you know, for us, it's about getting our crew ready to go, and the coaching staff, players, and preparing the right way. So when our opportunity comes and we play them or anybody else, we give ourselves the best chance to win.
Okay, this is going to be the final question. Over here.
Adam, Andy Vasquez with The Record in NorthJersey.com. Why do you think that your offense wasn't as productive as obviously you wanted in Miami? And what do you think you can do to make it different here?
Yeah, trust me, I looked at that a lot myself. You know, when you look at rankings and start worrying about that, a big focus of ours was our turnover margin. We knew we had to play a certain way. You know, we lost some of our key pieces, and we knew we were going to have to find different ways to win. And really, we sacrificed statistics to try to get wins. And that's what we did, and we focused on making sure that we have great ball security and that we were getting turnovers on the other end. And we were able to do that and stay in games and then make plays at the end of the game. That put us in position with 3 games left. We were still alive in the playoff hunt. We just couldn't finish it out. And really, to me, that's why you look at the rankings. That's my best answer for that. I wish it was top 10, top 5. But I think we have a different set of players here and a different set that we'll grow to. And, you know, hopefully we can really be in that upper echelon of offenses.
At this time.